Sometimes I almost want to say that this show doesn't exist. It's a figment of my imagination. And an opposite way that my dear friend Nokotan is, where that one just makes me think I'm actually in a padded room banging my head against a wall. This show almost doesn't feel real because of just the quality, how unique this whole, what should just be a normal harem-ish high school show about who likes who and progress never actually gets made, instead ends up with characters emotionally breaking and hurting the viewers in question. And especially if you're like me and consider Lemon the best character, it extra hurts when she casually gets Truck-kun to run her over and make it so she can't come home for Christmas. But an episode like this, maybe you could argue, would it be handled quite as smoothly as this in most high school circumstances? Probably not, but it's not impossible to have a mature handling of a dynamic of, I like someone who's in a relationship, he very clearly likes his girlfriend, but unfortunately there's some unresolved feeling. And by all rights, Lemon did technically win, let's be honest here. If an indirect kiss is a thing in the world of anime, where oh my god, our lips touch the same can, therefore we kiss, then by the same anime logic, hand-holding is basically marriage. Now, sure, it was just a little pinky holding, but, you know, I see you, Lemon. I see you. You sprinkling that Homewrecker, proposal right there. I appreciate it. But for real, though, like, to have a conversation as painful as they did, where I can't tell if this is better or worse, the fact that he always liked Lemon, but never really realized it. She felt like she was pulling away because she was popular, and then ultimately, it's like, is that better? Is that worse? I don't know. But our boy, I mean, he could have a throuple right now if he wanted to, based on the fact that the two girls are getting along. But, this show can't be real. It's way too good. It has no right looking like Your Name at different points. But for some reason, a show that I literally thought was the whatever school series of the season is turning out to be a top 5 school series of this year in anime. Bring on the next heartbreak. Now, of course, I do have those full live reactions over on Patreon. If you want to see my full and good thought to any of these episodes, it's going to be over there exclusively. So, very much enjoyed this episode. Like I said, Lemon, my favorite character. But I really enjoyed how they handled the drama. Because at the end of the day, I like how rather than it going the route of, because this if it was up to him specifically, and if Lemon really pursued, if she really wanted to, I think she would have won. And by win, I mean he would have broken up with his girlfriend, and they would have started dating. But here's the thing, Lemon's not that type of character. She's not someone who wants to be a homewrecker. Now, if they naturally broke up and she still had feelings for him, then of course I could see what would happen. But I love the idea that it's painful, because all that is happening here is that the whole reason the confession happened last week was actually on purpose. Her entire reasoning was she wanted to help two people who are a couple be together, and unfortunately her feelings that are very unresolved blurted out. And in return, what we learn is that Mitsuki also has had feelings for her. And it's unfortunate, it's kind of flattering, of course, because at least she knows, like, she wasn't, crazy for liking someone who didn't like her back. The unfortunate thing is that, from his point of view, she got very popular once they got there. They didn't really hang out as much. It made it seem like, they were in two different worlds. The thing is he actually didn't quite realize he liked her until he got into a relationship, which I can actually believe. Never has happened to me personally, but there is things about relationships that sometimes you don't realize you miss or you had with another person until you're with another person, and then you're like, oh shit, that's what that feeling was. And basically that's what happened with his new girlfriend. Now, I like the idea that he just has a lot in common with her. It seems like their life goals are already kind of like on the same path. And I love the idea that rather than Lemon trying to be this homewrecker, she just is like, saying, I like you a lot, I have to get that out of my system. She got a little greedy with the little pinky hand-holding scene, but not enough to be toxic. It's like, yeah, you definitely don't want to tell the girlfriend about that one, but at least, she's kind of like, she got a little taste of what she wanted before she had to pull away. It was just an incredibly mature way of handling that whole dynamic, more mature than I thought possible, given how a lot of the craziness has happened in this show. But at the end of the day, Lemon deserves the damn world. She is sweet, she's feisty, she just, I don't know, she's like the best character, man. I can't quite put my finger on a specific thing. It just, she just seems like a genuinely good person and cares more than so many. Though, probably the funniest thing, well, there's been a lot of funny things. Just to play it safe, I'll say a top 3 funny moment of this show is the very end of the episode. Now, at first, I was like, Nuck. And I thought he was going to be asked to be the rent-a-boyfriend, because that's basically what was being implied. That our girls kind of spread a few too many rumors online, and those rumors then end up making it seem like Anna has a boyfriend. And she starts saying, like, I mean, for me, it's such an easy lie. Just say he lives a couple trains over and it's hard to get him over. Like, it would have been very easy to lie about that, is what it is. And the idea that she's, like, approaching, as soon as she started to approach, that's when I was like, oh no. She's gonna ask for your friend or something, isn't she? And that shattering realization that, yes, he is the side character still, as it stands, for the characters in this show, is heartbreakingly hilarious. As I just felt like if we could really dive into his brain in that moment, I felt like he wanted to say roll credits. Like that's the vibe I got of just the amount of pie that was thrown on his face. Very surprising, funny moment to just randomly sideswipe us, because usually when they're on the stairs, I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be about the debt that, you know, how much is the food worth, because that's usually what they do with that, right? And no, they decide to just really bamboozle us with that one, which was fantastic. But I will definitely say, if we combined last week's episode with this, I do think this was my favorite arc that we saw. I'm not sure if I really should call it an arc, or maybe just a small story beat. Whatever, you know, you get my point. The surprise of Lemon's confession and the shattering realization that her love can't be given back because, not because he doesn't care for her, it's because he's in a relationship and he cares for this woman too. So it's like, oh, Jesus, in order for someone to win in this show, someone must die. And by die, I mean emotionally crash out. And why Chica decided to say sexual harassment when my boy's getting smacked in the ass by grandma or just being felt up by others is beyond me, but they surprisingly make me laugh in a show that surprisingly breaks my heart week after week. Let me know what you thought down below. I still don't believe this show's real. I mean, between this show and My Dear Nokoten, two very different experiences, but I wouldn't be surprised if I'm in a padded room because these shows shouldn't exist. I digress. Let me know your thoughts and feelings though down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll just give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Elden Lord, Pav, Mori, Jodhos, Mauve, Omar, Jay Vorty, Cephalin Coda, Connor Brown, GR Vallis, and we also have Rocket No 9. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.